Now, the first exercise may surprise you because it is not a traditional exercise for your lats, but it could actually be what you're missing and why your back workouts aren't as effective as you had hoped. What is good, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Rory Gissing, and this video I'm going to show you the workout to get that wide back. So pretty much how to build some huge lats, get that massive wingspan, an incredible V-taper, get a cobra back, lats for days, the Dorito build, nickname Wing Commander. Nope, that is just terrible. So I'm going to show you and discuss the design of a workout specifically to build your lats. Now, a lot of the pro bodybuilders will actually do 2 back days, one focusing on your back width, in other words, your lats, and another one for your back thickness. This video is specifically about your lats and how to get that wide back, so it's only going to be a workout that specifically target your lats, and we're not going to really touch on the exercises that focus on back thickness like your rows. Saying that, I do personally like to have at least one lat exercise on a back thickness day and at least one thickness exercise like a row on your back width day. But that's not what this video is about, so here is my lat workout. Now, the first exercise may surprise you because it is not a traditional exercise for your lats, but it could actually be what you're missing and why your back workouts aren't as effective as you had hoped. To start off your back day, try giving these side single arm pull downs a go. Not a common exercise, and this doesn't actually stimulate the lats directly. However, it will help with your lat development indirectly. But before I get into that, there is one more super important aspect when it comes to growing your lats, which is subscribing to this channel. Because without the proper nutrition, you will struggle to grow no matter how good your workout is, and the muscle building nutrition video is going to be made shortly. So how does this exercise indirectly grow your lats? The reason this is first is because this will help with your scapular control. And the better your scapular control, you will get more out of every single other back exercise. Your scapula is involved in pretty much every single pulling movement, so having that under full control is mega important. So treat this first exercise as a bit of a warm-up. Really build up the mind-muscle connection to contract your scapula so you can transfer it into other exercises. So many muscle imbalances can originate from your scapula, or more specifically, the lack of the ability to contract and retract your scapula on both sides evenly. A few pointers for the side single arm lat pull down is to use your opposite arm as an anchor and don't look down. Keep your neck in a nice neutral position. Don't overly focus on the rotation of the forearm, let that occur naturally, and the sole purpose is to move your elbow down to your hip through the lateral plane only, so not in front or behind the body. I like to do 4 sets of these total between 10 to 12 reps, and I'll increase the weight with every set, so only the first 3 sets I'll treat as a bit of a warm-up, and then the last set is a working set. I'm not looking to completely fatigue all the muscles surrounding the scapula just because you need them for the rest of the workout. So I pretty much only do 1 heavy working set. But don't skip the first 3 either, they are just as important. The second exercise of the workout is going to be a lat pull down, but not using the straight bar. I like to either use the dual D-handle pull down or a single arm pull down. In my current split, I'm using the dual D-handle pull down, so I'll be talking about that one for this video. Now, contrary to the first exercise where you're supposed to bring your elbow through the side of your body, this time the full drive is going to go through the front of the body. To start off, you want to retract your shoulders down and lock your scapula in place. Anchor it still. So you do want to be driving your elbows down into your hip while keeping them in front of the body pretty much at all times. I like to lean slightly back on this exercise just because the cable actually goes a bit too far over my head and I feel like I'm pulling from behind me almost. And that's not what you want. You want to keep the resistance in front of the body at all times. For this exercise, I'll do 3 to 4 working sets at about 8 to 12 reps depending on the weight. Getting into the details, I actually like to do a 12 rep to start with, then increase the weight, do an 8 rep, and then decrease the weight and do another 12 rep and a 12 rep. Your third exercise is going to be a low row. But wait a minute, I said at the start of the video rows of a thickness. Well, that is correct, but this type of row variation actually hits your lats very well. And the key to have this exercise stimulate your lats is to keep the elbow drive low and into your hips. If you drive with your elbows outwards, you will be targeting your middle back and not your lats. Now, I actually do allow for a load of scapular movements for this exercise. In the eccentric part of the movement, I will let the weight pull my scapula apart. And then when I start the contraction, I do rock backwards a touch, keeping my head and neck neutral, but then I will pull my scapula together and then drive my elbows into my hips. There are so many ways to perform this exercise. This is just what works best for me and where I feel it in my lats the most. Again, I will do 4 sets of between 8 to 12 reps. Now the final exercise is something which I find is missing from this entire workout, which is the stretching of the lats. You should be able to get a great lat stretch on a lat pull down. However, I find if I keep my scapula and shoulders retracted, then I can't stretch at all. There's something about letting my scapula release, or I just simply cannot feel the stretch of my lats. So I would usually do pull-ups and dead hang between reps for my last exercise. However, I haven't been able to do pull-ups recently just because of my forearm and my tendonitis issues. So I'm gonna throw in the kneeling V-bar lat pull down. I'm normally not a fan of exercise that involve balance. I like to be anchored in place, and this does require quite a bit of balance. But this is also why it's the last exercise of the day, because I'm already fatigued. I don't have to use a ton of weight, which is going to throw me off balance. The form is going to be similar to the second exercise of just the dual D-handle lat pull down, where you want to keep your elbows in front of the body and drive them down into your hips. But this time I do like to go for a slightly higher rep range, the 12 to 15, but again for 4 sets. And there you have it. That's the Get Massive Lats workout. So I did use some exercises you've probably never done before in this video, just for the sake of trying something new, because what you're doing currently clearly isn't working, which is why you're watching this video. But I did give you some alternatives as well, like the single arm lat pull down, or just doing the pull-ups for your last exercise. But if you liked this video and my explanation on how to grow bigger lats, then please go ahead and like the video, because guys, it goes a super long way for me, so I'd really appreciate that. Now, if you have any questions, or if you just want to share your opinion on what works for your back days, then leave them in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe if you already haven't, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.